and the son of Carolyn and Carl Riley, the public safety director in Plainfield, and former acting officer in charge of the Springfield Police Department in 2010. I noted it says was, but at the funeral services, that this is an amazing, positive family, and they refuse to look at him as anything in the past, but as if he's still present. And the lives that this young man changed just by the people that spoke about him at his services was just amazing. So that's why I said it as is, because his sister, you know, a great positive role model. She's 19 years of age, said nothing but great things about her brother, didn't crack at all, she was just, you know, you're sad, obviously, you lost a family member, but she knows, you know, what he had done in his life is going to carry on. So that is why I refer to it as present tense. So thank you for allowing me to read that in particular.
Okay, Alex?
And I just wanted to take a moment, Mayor, to acknowledge that I had the opportunity, I was invited a Sunday in January 27th, to one of our first responders and the EMT, and I got to sit along and sit in. There was no ride along that night. I guess that's a good thing. No one was hurt, but I did get to see our first aid squad in action. I got to ask them questions. I got to hear the hard work they do every day. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank them and acknowledge them, especially on such a nasty night. They're always there and are always around to serve us. So thank you, and Apu was there and answered a lot of my questions, so thank you.
Before we move on to public comments, I wanted to, on behalf of the Township Committee, speak for a moment, and I'm going to actually step down to the podium for this one. So get excited.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
I'm going to turn the mic around. And we're going to do some karaoke. No, I'm just kidding. For the last 9 months, or just about 9 months, a gentleman sitting right up there, Mr. Chief John Cook, has been filling a role that was very necessary for the township to keep running as well as it has been. And while we know you're moving back into your chief role soon, we wanted to take some time to present you with something to show our gratitude for all of the work you've done over the last 9 months, and we really appreciate everything you've done. And I'm going to keep it brief, but we really do appreciate it. I know you and I have spoken privately, but we wanted to publicly go on record and just thank you for everything you've done and present you with this. It is, if you want to come down. Sure, yes you do. Come on. And he had no idea we were doing this, so. He really didn't know. This is presented to John Cook from the Township Committee in recognition of your tireless effort and commitment to the Township of Springfield as interim Township Administrator from April 27th, 2018 through February 12th, 2019. So thank you so much. We really appreciate all you've done, and we know you're going to continue to do great things for us, but we just want to show our gratitude, so thank you.
So now I got to speak, okay. I mean, honestly, it's been an honor to have been able to take on a different role in town other than the police chief. As I said plenty of times to people I've spoken to, my 30-year anniversary just passed a few days back, so I've been part of this town for 30 years in law enforcement. I've been part of the town for many years prior to that as well. I got to know our employees on a different level than what I already knew them personally, and we have excellent employees, department heads and others alike. And what I take out of having done this role, I have a new knowledge of how things work within the township, and I know there's an expression like knowledge is power, but to me, power it connotes, if that's the word, connotates authority or control over. So I don't look at it as having more power, more control. To me, it's knowledge is strength. And I think that strength is going to make me an even better leader to serve our community, and that's certainly what I intend to do. I never thought I knew everything, and now I know I certainly didn't. But there's a lot of great things that are going on in town, and I'd love to continue to be a part of it, whatever role I happen to be. So I do thank you, the committee, for giving me that opportunity to take on that role. I mean, I took it on with pride and honor, and hopefully I served you and the community as best I could. And we're certainly going in very capable hands. I met with John earlier today, our new BA, and we're going to have a really great team here. And I certainly look forward to it. So thank you for the time and giving me that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Public comment on agenda items only.
You guys, too much.
Okay, seeing that there are no comments. Reports, finance.
I would like to make a motion to accept the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period from January 23rd, 2019 to February 12th, 2019 in the amount of $1,547,311.99.
I second.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes. Minutes and reports.
I would like to make a motion to accept the special meeting minutes and executive meeting minutes of December 10th, 2018 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
2 abstentions.
Okay. Workshop meeting minutes of December 17th.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve workshop meeting minutes of December 17th, 2018 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor, you have to abstain also. You were not at that workshop.
Thank
You
you.
made the motion, but,
Thank you for catching that. I abstain as well.
okay.
You're up again. Executive.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the executive meeting minutes of December 17th, 2018 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
I abstain.
No, you were you called in, Deputy Mayor, for that, so.
Thank you for catching that again. Sorry to be so high maintenance, I apologize.
You're up again.
We are on
So there's a lot of minutes,
January
man.
1st.
No,
No,
December
December
18th.
18th.
Right? Was I there for that
Yes.
one? I make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of December 18th, 2018 as emailed.
I second.
Abstain.
Oop. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions. Okay.
And I'd like to make a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes of January 1st, 2019 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, new business. Ordinances, we have a second reading.
Okay, ordinance 2019-01. This ordinance makes changes to some of the fees for the Springfield Recreation Department, Springfield Community Pool, Springfield Pool Camp, and Chisholm Playground Camp.
I'd like to take a motion to adopt ordinance 2019-01 as read by Madam Clerk.
I second.
It'll be publicized in local source February 21st, 2019. Any public comment? Any discussion up here?
No.
Okay. Okay, roll call. Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes. Okay, we have a first reading.
Okay, ordinance 2019-02. This ordinance designates the parking area in front of the Springfield Annex Building for business only during set hours.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 2019-02 as read by Madam Clerk.
I second. for publication in the local source February 21st, 2019, with the final hearing on March 12th, 2019.
Any discussion? No?
Okay. Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes. Now, I want to adopt the resolutions by consent, but if you would like, I know we would like some pulled, so when I get to them, please, we can pull those. Resolution 2019-60, 2019-61, 2019-62, 2019-63, 2019-64, 2019-65, 2019-66, 2019-67, 2019-68, 2019-69, 2019-70, 2019-71, 2019-72. Do we want to pull those so Matt can speak?
Yeah, let's pull.
Okay, so we're going to pull 2019-72 and 2019-73?
Yes.
Okay. 2019-74. And then 2019-75 we would like to pull.
Yep.
And 2019-76 we would like to pull.
Okay.
Okay? So you want to make a motion to adopt the
Yep.
other ones?
Make a motion to adopt 2019-60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 74.
I second.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2019-72. This resolution is directing the Township Planning Board to prepare a redevelopment plan for Block 101, lots 134, 45, and 46 within the township, which property was previously designated as a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment under the local redevelopment and housing law.
Okay, Matt?
You ready? Hold on. Matt, can you just give me 1 second, please?
Oh, sorry.
Do this right. Committeeman? Okay, I have Committeeman Huber on the line
Okay.
calling in.
Noted it.
Rich, what we're doing is we have Matt Jessup here. We pulled 2 resolutions dealing with the redevelopment that he's going to speak on, and then we have 2 more that we pulled that I guess we'll just speak about when he's done.
Thank you, Matt.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Mayor, committeemen, members. So last time I was here, this governing body adopted a resolution designating Block 101, lots 134, 45, and 46 as a non-condemnation area in the redevelopment. Those blocking lots, if you don't have your tax maps memorized, is the old Saks property on Milburn Avenue. So the next step in the process is to create a redevelopment plan for that redevelopment area. And that redevelopment plan becomes the zoning for the area. What will be permitted to be built there, what won't be, height, density, construction materials, signage, landscaping, etc. All of that will go into the plan. So pursuant to NJSA 4812A-7F of the redevelopment law, this governing body has the power to direct the planning board to create that plan. By adoption of this resolution, you will do that. The planning board will then create a plan with their planner, and once they approve that plan, they will send it back to you, and you will have to adopt that plan by ordinance. So you'll have both first reading, public hearing, and second reading. You also will have the opportunity to comment on and to make any changes to the redevelopment plan that you see fit as a governing body, notwithstanding what the plan came up with. So both governing bodies play a role in the process. It's going to start at the planning board level. We have, by this resolution, given the planning board 45 days to both create a plan and approve it and send it back to this governing body for consideration by
Thank you. You might as well stay up for the next one.
I'd
do
like
a-
to make a, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2019-72 as read by Madam Clerk.
I second.
Deputy Mayor Capadese,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Resolution 2019-73. This resolution is designating Veal Properties of Springfield LLC as redeveloper, consenting to the transfer of the redevelopment project, and designating Springfield Blacks Lane LLC as redeveloper, all in connection with the property commonly known as Block 208, Lots 6, 8, and 9, and Block 209, Lot 6 on the tax maps of the township.
You're up again, Matt.
Sure. So just a brief bit of history, since this project goes back to 2014. These are properties located on Church Mall. It's the what we always call the Ricca properties. It's one property that is right next to the Sarah Bailey building, and then the property that is immediately behind that building, there's a second building there. And then across the street from that building, there is actually a vacant strip of land, all of which are sort of the Ricca property. So going back to 2014, this governing body declared that area an area in need of redevelopment. We created and adopted a redevelopment plan that at the time called for 36 two-bedroom residential units on that site, on 2 buildings with that associated strip being solely for parking. We had conditionally designated a Ricca entity, Ricca being the owner of the properties, entity to do that work. Ricca ultimately, within a time frame tolerable to us, could not get that work done, and they decided to transfer the property to an entity called Veal Developers. We de-designated Ricca as the, at the time, conditional redeveloper. We had not named them a full redeveloper, and we named Veal the conditional redeveloper. We ultimately entered into a full-blown redevelopment agreement with Veal. They were the designated developer of the property. They came before planning board. They received their site plan approval to build largely the project that I described pursuant to the redevelopment agreement. However, in order to do that, Veal still had to purchase the property from Ricca, who was still the owner. And the redevelopment agreement was contingent upon that transaction happening. Fast forward to late last year, the sale of that property still had not gone through, and Veal decided they were done. They no longer wanted to pursue the project. So this resolution, A, de-designates Veal as the developer of the property. It consents to Veal's assignment, which they have already done, of the redevelopment agreement and the licenses and plans and approvals, including the planning board approvals, any permits, et cetera. All of those have been assigned from Veal back to Ricca, and under the redevelopment agreement that the township is a party to with Veal, we have to consent to the assignment of the redevelopment agreement. This consents to the assignment of that redevelopment agreement. Now everything is back in the hands of Ricca for, albeit a moment. This resolution then also consents to the assignment of the redevelopment agreement from Ricca to Springfield Blacks Lane LLC, which is a Ziggy Wilf entity. And that entity is, upon adoption of this resolution, they will be now the new designated developer. That entity has already closed on the purchase of the property from Ricca. So the land transfer issues that held up the Ricca to Veal portion of the transaction will not hold up the Ricca to Wilf portion of the transaction because it already happened. They closed January 30th, I think it was. So Wilf now owns all of the land. He owns all of the development approvals that previously were granted, including by the planning board. And upon adoption of this resolution, they are the redeveloper. They take on all of the rights, responsibilities, liabilities, indemnification, escrow costs, paying professionals, et cetera, under the existing redevelopment agreement that Veal had originally assigned.
Thank you. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much, Matt.
Sure.
I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2019-73, as read by Madam Clerk.
Oh, okay.
Second from Florida.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2019-75. This resolution hereby appoints Sam Mardini as the Director of the Department of Engineering, Construction Services, and Code Enforcement.
Okay. Chief, you want to speak on that?
Well, several months back, we had, for the reasons of accountability and having one person to hold accountable for the actions of everyone, we had wanted to name someone who was there more so on a full-time basis to be responsible for everyone within that building. And within that building were three different departments: engineering, building department, and zoning. So the only way to actually do this the correct way was to have several ordinance changes, which Craig and I had worked on over the past several months, and they finally fell into place. And the individual who I felt would take on that responsibility and who I would hold accountable was Mr. Mardini. So therefore, this resolution came into play to name Sam the director of the department. Is now renamed, so the other departments are now not departments, but more so, I guess, bureaus or divisions that fall under the main department. So now Sam has me watching him to make sure he does the right thing and everybody else does the right thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2019-75 as read by Madam Clerk.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, Resolution 2019-76. This resolution appoints a township administrator.
We opened up at the start of January 2019 with this township committee. We opened up a second search to find our next township administrator. We opened up that search in January. Here it is, February 12th, and we're very happy, honored, and excited to have this resolution on the agenda. The gentleman's name is John Basicolo. He's from Berkeley Heights. He's sitting in the audience tonight with us. He's a resident of Berkeley Heights. He was also the township administrator in Berkeley Heights for quite some time. This township committee felt that he comes with a wealth of experience. His breadth of knowledge in municipal government was very well received. His experience both in redevelopment and in just general township day-to-day operations were something we were very happy with, very excited about. To us, he said all the right things and truly exemplified what we would like our township administrator, as well as a township employee here in Springfield, to be. And we're very excited about it. We wanted to take a moment to acknowledge it, explain the process, explain a little bit more about township administrator, and I'm sure that within the next weeks and months, you'll be learning about him a whole lot more. He's very excited to meet not only the employees, and I understand that Chief Cook took him around today to meet a lot of the supervisors and employees, but he's even more excited to meet the residents and work with them on a daily basis and continue the big and proud customer service that we all believe in as residents. And we're excited to have him.
Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Deputy Mayor Capides said, we were very happy when we went through the interview process, and John was able to touch on a lot of points that really fit well with where we're moving as a committee and as a township. And based on that, we think that he could definitely hit the ground running and really keep us moving forward. I'm really excited to have him as part of our team, and I'm excited to see where we will be moving in the future. And it's even easier that John is moving into John's role because I don't have to learn a new name, so that'll make life a little bit easier. So that was just an added bonus. That was icing on top of the cake. But we are excited, and I hope that, I know there's not a lot of people in the audience tonight, but I hear there's something called the internet, and people may be watching, and hopefully they are, and hopefully wherever you're sitting, you can welcome John to the family, and look forward to some great things going forward.
Unless you, Chris, did you? So, I was part of the subcommittee that started to look into this, and like Deputy Mayor Cappity said, we hit the ground running right from January 1st, and we did the search in about a month, 30-something resumes. We narrowed it down to about 3 final candidates, all who were exemplary, and I would like to thank them for coming a bunch of times to go through our grueling interviewing process, but we finally settled on John to be part of our family. So thank you, John, for coming. I look forward to working with you, and I think I speak on behalf of the entire committee, like we all said, and our residents, and we're looking forward to get to know you and do some great things for our town.
John, I have to tell you, the time that we spoke in the room stuff, you really were everything that we were looking for, and we were very enthusiastic to get going with this, and this has been a long process for the township, and a lot of people are going to be happy that this is over with, and we have somebody who we feel is well qualified to do what we need done. So thanks for being here.
Can I add something?
Sure, of course.
One thing that wasn't mentioned, I mean, not only is he coming here to work for Springfield, but he already has a love for Springfield because he had been a resident previously for quite a number of years. So he has a love for the town already, and it's kind of coming back full circle. He's here again, and I think that is what, you know, probably, to me, that's what I would look for and would put somebody above others. It's not just a job, it's a job in a community that he had previously loved and still does. Yeah. Just by what we talked about today, driving around, I know he's very excited about being back and being able to make the positive differences that we've already started and just going to continue forward with.
Committeeman Huber, do you have anything you want to add or say?
Listen, I've known John longer than anybody on the committee. I've known John a long time. He's originally from Springfield. I'm happy to have him. He's very highly recommended. And the only reason I called in tonight, or they called me, was because I wanted to make sure every year was a unanimous vote and there was no qualms about it. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you from Florida.
Sorry to cut you off. I forgot he was there.
I don't say anything, but it's 78 degrees here, so.
It's like Charlie's Angels with just no nice
we better finish this up. We're kind of losing the connection here, Rich.
I hope it rains.
So I would like to make a. Sure, absolutely. Why not? It's 78 degrees there. Why not? You know.
I like to make the motion. Don Pizzuto to be the next business administrator for the town of Springfield.
I second.
Okay.
I guess we go out of order now.
All right. Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations and welcome. Okay, thank you, Committeeman. Bye.
Go back to the beach.
I actually was just still had him on the phone. I would like to nominate Committeeman Huber as Class 3 member of the Planning Board for the year ending 2019.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And any unfinished business? All right, we have some correspondence. Union County, newly created Office of Community Engagement and Diversity. I received a letter about that. I'm going to read up a little bit more about this new office and reach out to them. It looks like it provides outreach to local community-based groups and volunteer organizations and is charged with maintaining a directory of volunteer agencies as a resource to our residents. So I think that's definitely something that could benefit our community. So when I reach out and get some more information, I will be able to share that with our residents. Also, St. James the Apostle Parish Community thanked us for partnering with the parish for the food drive for federal workers, and it was very successful. Now we will take public comment on any governmental issues. Don't.
Gotta take that, Michael? Okay, I make it, no.
It's Rich telling you it's hot in Florida.
Michael Crushy, 139 Hudson Avenue. I just want to thank Mayor Law and Chris Rutherford for participating last week at that, and Alex Kaiser. I understand you were busy at a great legislative day in Trenton.
We passed some great stuff.
Thank you anyway. On that point, since that we do have a rain tax, I would like for this body to consider taking advantage of this new legislation. I think it's something that is long overdue, floated around Trenton for 20 years. It could be a great tool for our town. It's something that's desperately needed here. I don't think we've done enough in flood mitigation efforts, and I think it's something that we should look into, taking advantage of.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting us.
Yep, very interesting.
And I wanted, obviously, I thought it was very interesting what they talked about, and I wanted, obviously, work on it here. I'm sure you guys will give us more information.
We will do that as soon as we have more information.
Of course.
It's in its infancy.
Yeah.
The participation was enough for that. We're trying to work out all the things. Hopefully we can do that. I think it's something that we should take advantage of. It might save us a few dollars in the long run. Certainly it'll save the environment some headaches.
For the audience, can we just be really brief, but just the general topic? It was,
Closing the loop on organics.
yeah, so using organic composting.
Composting, more turning our organic garbage into, instead of sending it to the incinerator, to a landfill, sending it to a waste management facility in Elizabeth, turning it into slurry, then turning it into gas at RVSA. It'll bring some revenue in at RVSA, bring out with our bills.
And it'll cut down on our tonnage because it's not going to the land.
Cut down on our
Yeah.
tonnage and on our tipping fees.
So hopefully it's something in the near future that we can participate in.
Hopefully we can get something.
All right, so keep us posted if there's anything else we need to do.
Michael, hang on, Mike, one second. I just want to tell you something. As a new guy up here, what I'm quickly learning is that there's a few people around here who really have a lot of heart and a lot of interest in keeping things around here running smoothly, like John does, and like you do, and like Michael does, and thank you, because you're teaching me a lot about stuff that I had no idea about 2-3 months ago, and I see that it really is needed for Springfield to go forward in a direction, and you're really on top of stuff that.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, but you bring the information home, and that's awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
And just a point, Michael, I know you mentioned the rain tax, but I think that's a misconception. And it's really a stormwater utility, and we've gone back and forth over that. Oh, no. And I appreciate you bringing it up here today, and I think it's definitely something, I mean, as it awaits the governor's signature, and I believe the governor will sign it, and I believe that it's something that our town needs to look at, whether it is on our own or a joint venture with the county or neighboring municipalities, to look into stormwater utility, because it's certainly something 40 other states already do, 1,600 jurisdictions around this country already do, and New Jersey, while usually the leader in environmental breakthrough like this, hasn't been. So we're a little behind the 8 ball here, but I think something that will finally get going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing as there's none, we can move to adjournment.
Motion?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Thank you.